Hi guys, Melissa here. So I'm back filming my vlogs. This is one of the first sit-down vlogs I've done in a while. It feels so good to be back. I just want to thank all of you that have stuck with CloudMom and been following me, for writing in with your questions. I appreciate it so much. I love getting your questions. I hope that you like my answers. I just love you guys so much. Thank you so much for following my site and for following my YouTube channel. It's such a joy. Anyway, so it's great to be back. And here's the first question I'm answering in this series of vlogs. It's coming from R. Simpson 79, and here's what he writes. He writes, "Hi Melissa, I've watched 3 or 4 of your videos, mostly regarding childbirth." And he watched the video I had filmed called 5 Annoying Things Husbands Say. Fortunately, he wasn't too offended. It was a joke. And he writes, my question that I'm sure my wife will get tired of hearing is, do I have time to go surfing? Hopefully she says yes, fingers crossed. Thanks for the videos, keep it up. Okay, this is definitely such an original question. I just had to answer it. And here's what I want to say to your question about whether you're going to have time to go surfing. First, just a little story from my parents. My parents had 4 children close in age. My mother was coming from Sweden, so she had very little help. She had no close family nearby, so she had very little support. And at the time they had these children first, my dad was a golfer, and he was working really hard during the week, and then he was heading off golfing on the weekend. And I think it was when my little brother was a baby. She had 4 close in age, kind of similar to what I did. One day my dad, he'd been working all week, then he left for 18 holes of golf on a Saturday. He came home late Saturday afternoon, and apparently my mother was very angry, and he said that he threw his golf clubs in the closet and they didn't come out for 20 years. Now, that's a very extreme version of the story, but here's what this leads me to say, and I think this applies to for my husband and I in different hobbies and things that we like to do. How long does it take you to surf? When you go surfing, do you have to be out all day? Can you do it in little stints? Because I would say that as long as you can work it out and make sure you're giving your wife a break, assuming that you're at the beginning, you're working during the week and she's staying home with the baby, I would say certainly you should have time to go surfing, and that might even rejuvenate you, keep you refreshed and happy, and make you a more happy and patient dad at the beginning. But is it the kind of thing where you're gone all day? Because if you're working all week and then all weekend you're out surfing, I would think that's going to be really, really hard for your wife. So I think it's a balance, and hopefully it's the kind of thing you can do in little stints and then take over for the baby and give your wife a break too. And just speaking personally, I know with my husband that when we are communicating well and appreciating each other, taking time for each other, everything works really well. When things get harder and start to break down is when one of those elements is not there. So I think those are really the key things: communication, appreciation, taking time for each other. Make sure you take time for your wife too, and for your baby, and try to balance in some of your surfing. So anyway, I hope this is a helpful answer. Let me know what you think. Thank you so much for watching CloudMom. I really appreciate it. I love when I hear from the dads, and I will see you next time.